So it turns out not all taxes are unpopular. There's a tax that around 3/4 of people in the UK would actually support. Any guesses? I'll give you 2 clues. Almost none of those people who support it would actually pay it, and economists have just concluded that it wouldn't work. It's the idea of a wealth tax. You may have heard that this is a policy of the Green Party, but what is a wealth tax? Don't we already tax wealthy people? Yes, but wealthy people, like everyone else, are mostly taxed on what they earn. Income tax, for example, takes a cut of your paycheck on earnings from your job, a cut of income you make from any properties you own, or a cut of dividends on investments in stocks and shares. Wealth is what you own, accumulated assets like properties and investments, and wealthy people are people who have more of that valuable stuff. A wealth tax wouldn't tax the money that stuff generates for people, it would just tax the value of the stuff itself. The Green Party's proposal is to charge a 1% tax on individual wealth above £10 million and a 2% tax on individual wealth above £1 billion. Why would we do this? Well, a lot of people want the government to spend more money on stuff, and they don't like inequality. So it might not seem fair to pay for all that spending by, say, increasing income tax on average earning people, which would be an effective way to raise loads of money. A wealth tax is potentially a way to raise a lot of money in a way that seems fairer and more likely to redress inequality. But as part of a major review of inequalities that it's been conducting for years now, the Institute for Fiscal Studies has just concluded that a wealth tax would be counterproductive, prompting wealthy people to move overseas and therefore stop paying taxes, and favoring spending over saving and investment. Instead, they suggest better taxing the flows that create wealth in the first place. For example, by reforming income tax or capital gains tax, which applies when you sell assets like property or shares, but not just when you have them. They also argue that inequality can and should effectively be addressed through investment in health, education, and infrastructure. But what do you think? Do you, like most people, like the sound of a wealth tax? Or do you buy the economist's point that it could backfire?